Take it easy, mama. You okay?
I'm fine. Quit fussing.
That was a pretty amazing display. I'm just glad you're on our side.
I'm on my own side, Garvey.
That's a shame, man. You can...
Uh-huh.
Listen.
Uh-huh. You're welcome.
Well,
All right, Garvey.
Oh,
My destiny? What do you mean?
you're a man.
I knew it. Please. Sure.
Look.
Uh-huh. You've told me nothing. It's all...
Look.
Mm-hmm.
no. Mama Murphy, we talked about this.
Kick your shit!
Right behind you, boss.
I mean, you just took down a death claw. Color me impressed. All the sound from our firefight must have lured the blast thing out. And where'd you get that power armor from? You know what? Never mind. Those folks who just passed, they were the ones trapped inside the museum, I assume. You get them all out safe and sound?
Everything's taken care of.
Well, all right. Nice to see a happy ending. You did good. You know that, right?
Just doing my job.
All right. You held up your side of the bargain. The raiders have been dealt with. Now it's my turn to deliver. If you'd just like to follow me, we'll get you your ASAMs.
Let's trade some things.
Welcome to my workshop. Or at least what's left the raiders didn't smash.
Nice place you got here.
Despite the mess they made, it doesn't look like they took anything important. Most of my equipment is still here, including your reward. Here, one whole box of ASAMs to do with as you see fit. You earned them. And here's a little extra for those folks inside the museum. Good deeds like that deserve to be rewarded.
Happy to help.
That's not all. If you remember, I also promised to show you more things you could build with ASAM sensors. I'll meet you back at your settlement. Don't keep me waiting long now.
Everybody, got some news.
Followed by... Yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes.
What's going on?
Sounds of explosions.
Did you hear the news?
We're trying to get confirmation.
What's
We
happening?
seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations.
Oh, that is bad news.
We do have coming in. That's
Oh no.
confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York
Oh my
and
god, it's happening.
Pennsylvania.
Oh god.
My God.
This is it. It's finally happening.
War. War never changes.
No one panic! This is just a drill, right?
Coming as fast as
This can't really be happening.
hell. Why
Get out of here. Got it. Excuse me.
Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
That's it.
It's your business to know what you're putting in your child's bloated belly. That's why sugar bombs are engineered to please both your child and not damage his or her tender brain.
They taste so amazing. And they'll make you remember everything you read. Quick, absorb that book.
Find the terminal.
Of course, Mother.
Sugar bombs are made with nutrients and stimulants and nutrients, weaving taste and performance together in a potent breakfast cocktail that'll provide a day-to-day breakthrough in your child's life.
I can see the future.
Sugar bombs may last up to 12 hours. After that, it's anyone's guess. Buy 2 boxes and get a third free until supplies last. The cereal has seldom been so crispy, so fresh when it hits your stomach, blasting your brain with 5,000 taste bolts of the delight. Sugar bombs are good and ground up for prime for lunch.
Tell me when you decide to get back.
Terminal only.
Something out there. Getting the drop on me.
Value is relative, but relatively, what is value? At Fallon's, each price represents our pact with the customer to bring things down to a manageable level of value that also takes luxury into account. Mass production techniques may have brought things up to speed, but it's time-honored, well-worn, open-varnished tradition that really keeps things classic. Ah, that's progress.
Building your own
thrilled to the Silver Shroud, shivered at the adventures of the single man, wondered at where Mr. Wallace's science would take progress tomorrow. Now, next week, an exciting new series begins, chronicling one man's journey into the mind of a communist. It's true. I've shrunk myself down with my atomic relay and managed to pass through space on a molecular level. Deep under the earth, I've built my fortress, an impregnable fortress that cannot be reached by normal means. I call it the University. Right now, I have planned, I have experimented, I implanted a control chip on the brains of each of my servants that allows them to pass through, as it were, to travel between worlds. On their brains? Yes, on their brains. I've learned so much about what it means to be a communist. An astounding revelation of man's cruelty next week on The Brain of Dr. Darius DeStardo.
Gotta find the terminal.
Well, well, aren't you the overachiever? I've been admiring your handiwork. We all have.
You put on a good show. Maybe you're not useless after all.
Our new friend surely has some questions. Perhaps we should introduce ourselves.
Name's Murphy. Head upstairs to the top floor. I've got a proposition for you.
And don't worry, we'll play nice this time.
You need protection? I got you covered.
Busted.
Gotta admit, I'm impressed. Stella here tells me this was all her little ruse. No hard feelings, huh?
Don't get all mushy on me. I hardly broke a sweat kicking their asses.
And a sense of humor, too. I like it. Sorry for any misunderstanding. We're a shoot first, ask questions later kind of place. Never can be too careful with looters breaking and entering these days.
Don't misunderstand. We're not criticizing you. Those were fair kills. You didn't know who we were, and we didn't know you from a random looter. Thankfully, Stella fessed up.
Hey, I was just trying to have a little fun. How was I supposed to know they weren't a common criminal?
Yeah, we're all friends now. Let's skip to the part where you help me.
That's rather presumptuous. After taking out 2 of our crew, I wasn't under the impression we owed you anything.
Well, that all depends. What kind of help are you looking for?
Hold on. I have some questions first.
All right, humor me. What do you want to know?
So what's your story, anyway? Tell me about yourself.
I'm originally from Detroit. Used to make pickup trucks there at the Ford plant before the war. Thing about being a ghoul is, eventually you feel like you've seen it all. Detroit was never much to look at, even before the war. A century after the bombs fell, I started itching for a change of scenery. Heard rumors about the Corvega plant in Lexington. Decided to make my way east to Boston to check it out.
What happened after that?
When I arrived in Lexington, the rumors I'd heard about the auto plant turned out to be phony. So I started looking for something else. Joined up with a group called the Minutemen. That was a few months before the Battle of Diamond City. Mostly been doing that ever since, until it all went to shit.
What do you mean? What happened to you guys?
You're not from around here, are you? How about we do the abridged version for now?
The short of it is, everyone I served with in the Minutemen is either dead or turned raider.
What do you do here?
After what you've seen, you really need me to spell it out?
Uh-huh.
We're slave traders. We deal in rape,
Sure.
capturing a few miscreants we let.
Uh-huh. Could you tell me anything about the kid?
Stella hasn't had it easy. Her dad was never in the picture, and her mom raised her at University Point most of her life, until the Institute torched the place. I met Stella and her mom Judy after they fled to Quincy in 2285, helped them build a life for themselves there. And then the Quincy Massacre happened.
What was the Quincy Massacre?
We can get into that some other time. Let's just say that life's greatest dangers often come not from external enemies, but from our supposed friends, who pretend to work for the common cause while scheming to sabotage it. When the Minutemen betrayed Quincy, most of the residents ended up slaughtered by the gunners, Judy included. I managed to get Stella out, and we made our way north to Conquer.
And that traitor Preston followed us here. I'm telling you, he was working with Clint the whole time. And now he's right down the street. And you still won't do anything about it.
We've been over this, Stella. Innocent until proven guilty. You want me to focus on keeping this place safe from the gunners? Or waste time dealing with the loudmouth fool in the silly hat?
Both. I want justice for what they did to my mom.
And like I explained, you'll get it, if you have patience. Garvey will get what's coming to him eventually. But for now... Wait, hold up. You hear that?
This is gonna be awesome.
Thanks for your help. Didn't expect help from a stranger. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been here.
Hey, it was fun.
If that's what you call fun, I'm glad you're on our side.
Those guys were tough. What do you know about them?
Most of the words that spring to mind ain't the ones I'd say in polite company.
This hasn't been the friendliest welcome.
Maybe you're right, but you can't be too careful these days. I think it's worth giving it another chance. We'd be glad to consider you a friend.
Looks like it was your lucky day.
You can say that again. I guess it could have been a lot worse. Anyway.
Right. Sorry we got off on the wrong foot. Not looking to cause any trouble. You won't... Aren't afraid the gunners will retaliate?
It's gonna get worse. Worse. Way worse. Gunners never back down that quickly. They'll attack anyone they think is too weak to defend themselves. There's nothing left they're afraid of. The only way things will get better is if we stand together.
More than happy to stick it to the gunners. We need a way to bring the fight to them.
I think with some work we can make a go of it. We're gonna try, at least. We could really use your help.
You interested in traveling together?
Now there's a question I don't get every day. You know what? I'm gonna take a chance on you. Lead the way.
Hi.
I was afraid those guys might show up. Thanks for your help. You alright?
What was that all about?
It's complicated. What do you know about the gunners?
You in some kind of trouble?
In a manner of speaking. No one's really sure where the gunners started out. But something changed about 8 or 9 years ago. Out of nowhere, they started sporting plasma weapons, advanced combat gear, and even vertibirds. Doesn't make any sense. Where did they get all that stuff from?
That's a good question. I guess... I don't know.
People bitch about the Institute, but look at what's really been going on. Quincy, GNN, Mass Bay Medical, Mass Fusion, 2 vaults, and all the major freeways. It's the gunners, not the Institute, who've been gaining the most ground in the Commonwealth.
How much of a threat are they?
No one invests the resources to capture those strategic locations without a larger agenda. Someone's behind it. We're just not sure who or what. At this point, there's not much to keep the gunners from taking Good Neighbor, Diamond City, or the towns up north.
Is there a reason that you're bringing this up?
You mean besides the fact that we just got ambushed here in Concord? There needs to be a group to stand up to these assholes. Someone strong, organized, and local. And I'm not talking about the Minutemen. I mean someone with real stones.
So, what did you have in mind? I'm gonna need some more in the way of details.
Ultimately, you gotta ask yourself who you want protecting things. A bunch of Muppets who can't defend what's theirs, or hardened killers who can handle themselves.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way.
Uncertainty is sometimes better than an overt threat. If you build a reputation for being a little crazy, your opponents are never sure what messing with you will cost. So, they tend to avoid finding out.
Settlers can't instill that kind of fear. Whether it's against raiders, synths, mercs, super mutants, or even mole rats. They've proven time and again that they're incapable of deterring threats to their property over the long term. The Minutemen worked for a while, but they ended up self-destructing.
What happened to the Minutemen?
Depends who you ask. The challenge with running a militia is that volunteers inevitably have their own agendas. For a coalition to last, there needs to be a chain of command where members don't feel too constrained by your influence.
But still fear you enough to follow your lead.
Maintaining morale requires convincing soldiers to think less about themselves and more about the group. Involve them in a cause, a crusade against a hated enemy, and make them see their survival as tied to the success of the militia as a whole.
Of course, it's easier said than done.
Somewhere along the way, we lost that sense of common purpose. Infighting took over, and the militia gradually splintered into different groups. Some became raiders or joined the gunners. Others just disappeared. Quincy was the final blow, and now we're back at square one.
Jesus, what a mouthful.
Whether it's the Gunners, the Institute, or who knows what other groups are out there, they're too powerful to take on directly. So we've got to use our weaknesses as strengths.
If... your enemy is big and you're small, then by extension, you're fat. Fast and they're slow. You're hidden and then... they're exposed.
Excuse me.
I was afraid those guys might show up. Thanks for your help. You alright?
What was that all about?
It's...
Uh-huh. You in some kind of trouble?
Yeah, man.
Uh-huh.
But something...
Right.
Doesn't make any...
That's a good...
People.
Mm-hmm.
Quincy.
Uh-huh.
It's the Gunners.
How much of...
No, someone. At this point...
Is there a reason that you're bringing this up?
You mean besides the fact that we just... There needs to be... And I'm not...
So, what did you have?
Ultimately, a bunch of...
Well, I had...
if you... so...
Set. Whether it's Dave, the minute...
What happened to the...
Depend. The challenge for a...
But...
Maintaining. Involved.
of course...
Somewhere. In... Some... Quincy.
Jesus.
Whether it's... So we...
if you're...
So... Fighting.
Uh-huh.
and using those tools against them in the next encounter. That way, the enemy is supplying us, and we grow stronger as they grow weaker.
Makes sense, I suppose. What's our next move?
The Gunners are calculated and cautious. It's gonna take them a while to figure out what just happened, which provides us an opening. The critical elements in any campaign are speed and adaptability, making decisions faster than the enemy can.
Striking first, before the gunners have time to assess and formulate a response, may throw them off balance. Their nearest outpost is up on the freeway, southeast of Walden Pond. That's likely where the attack came from. The freeway wasn't particularly well guarded to begin with. Probably even less so after the raid.
I want you to head over there, take out their remaining guards, and steal their weapons, so we can fortify our presence here in Concord. Prove to me you can handle that task, and I'll have a larger project for you when you return.
And if you want bonus points, there's rumor of a raider stash over by Corvega. We'll mark the location on your map. Did you need something?
Let's trade some things.
Let's keep this
Well, hello.
Now's not a good time.
Hey there.
We spotted a pretty shady group nearby. Could get company any minute, so watch your back.
Let's trade some things.
Better be reasonable. Don't let those caps burn a hole in your pocket.
Let's trade some things.
Better be reasonable.
What do you need?
Let's trade some things.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Need something?
I just need to trade gear.
Sure, whatever.
decided to come with us. I should have listened to Mama Murphy all along. I think we could settle down.
Yeah.
What do you...
What do you think I'm saying?
Well...
Sure. Yeah.
Damn. You say you were frozen.
My son.
Damn. Anyway, I am glad you're here. And I hope you don't mind.
Right.
I've had work. The only trouble is...
I'd be glad to.
That's fantastic. By the way...
Sturgis.
You willing to do some work?
I'd be glad to help.
Well, just make sure we can sleep with a roof. There's a workbench.
Okay.
All right, time to show you what else ASAMs can do. Now, generally speaking, people need a roof over their head, food in their bellies, and a place to be working. We already built a place someone can live. So if you're ready, let's move on to those other two things.
Okay, show me.
All right. Place down a sensor again. But this time, we'll use one configured for food production. Go ahead. Just put it down wherever you like.
That Deathclaw in Concord was bad news, huh, Mom? You ever seen one of those suckers before?
Oh, sure. Plenty. One time, I killed a Deathclaw all by myself. No power armor, no fancy minigun, just a pipe pistol. One bullet.
Okay. I'm gonna take on the role of a settler again. Don't worry, I won't subject you to my bad theatrics this time.
Might not look
I just want to show you how easy this is.
I had quite the shot.
Yeah, quite the imagination.
Now, I can't say I've got much of a green thumb, but thanks to the ASAM, that don't really matter. It'll tell your settlers where to dig, plant, when to harvest. Takes out all the guesswork. No fuss, no mess. Well, maybe a little bit of muss. I mean, I ain't getting covered in dirt. But how's that different to any other day in the country today?
You've been through a rough time, man. The world. Just, I don't know if there's anything I can do to help.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hey,
Okay.
I know I haven't
Almost done.
been pulling my weight around here. And I'm really trying to do better. Okay?
Come on, there's no... Nothing to apologize for. You worry about you, and everything will take care of itself.
Can we trade a few things?
Yeah?
Look out for our own. Always.
I just want to trade a few things.
Yes!
Okay there.
Gone are the days of citizens complaining over those ever-increasing grocery store prices, thanks to Rocco brand ASAM sensors. Never has it been easier for citizens to grow their own mouth-watering produce. It's so simple, even the vibrant
Just looking to
kids will
trade
want
a little.
Get their hands
Hey,
dirty.
Slick.
For the finest in homegrown food, look to Rocco brand ASAM sensors.
Take care of your gun, it'll take care of you.
And there we have it. A fine plot of land ready for cultivation. This from the guy who once underwatered a cactus.
I like it.
Glad to hear. All right, we've built a home, a farm. Next thing is a place to work. You know, somewhere folks can perform a little industry. Gather scrap or do a bit of scavenging, that kind of thing. Go ahead. Put down an ASAM that's programmed for that. Okay, time for some industrial action. I'm on it. Looks like the sensors pre-selected a storage unit to build. That'll be useful. Now, any old fool can gather a pile of junk. But if you want settlements to grow, you need folks to gather useful building materials. And a storage unit will encourage people to do that. Wood, steel, maybe even a little asbestos to help keep warm. And don't be surprised if in time people start gathering even more useful stuff. Last screw now. Tight it tight. And we're done.
Times are tough. There's no bones about it. Even useful people are starting to feel the pinch. But you can rely on Rocco to provide fulfilling employment alternatives. With just one handy-dandy Rocco brand ASAM sensor, citizens need never fear unemployment again. Able to legally gather and store useful materials, your citizens will wonder how they ever did without a Rocco industrial unit. Just one more in the long line of technological marvels brought to you by Rocco brand ASAM sensors.
Well, there we are. All basic necessities covered. Although folks won't be happy with the bare essentials forever. Eventually they will want more. Now it's up to you what type of ASAMs you put down, but do try and keep in mind what folks in your settlements will be needing.
Excuse me, hello. Don't shoot now, I don't mean no harm. Hope you don't mind the intrusion. I couldn't help but notice all the commotion. what are you two youngins up to here? That is, if you don't mind me asking. Fixing up these buildings, are you?
Yeah, something like that.
Actually, we just finished building these. Foundations, walls, everything.
Is that so? Built them by yourself, did you? Well, you two looking to settle down here, or...?
This settlement belongs to my friend here, not me. I was just demonstrating some construction techniques using this ASAM sensor.
Construction techniques? Using that gadget there? Sounds like Brahmin dung to me. Are you telling me you made all this using that gizmo?
That's right. We're rebuilding.
You say that as if building stuff is easy.
Hey, here's a suggestion. Why not offer the old-timer residents here? Let them experience the benefits of sensors firsthand. That is, if you'd be interested in staying here.
I'll admit, seeing you two build with those doodads did pique my curiosity. And it might be nice to settle down somewhere for a while. It is getting dangerous out there, especially for a scav past his prime. But, would an old man like me really be welcome here?
I'd welcome the help.
Okay then, you got yourself a deal. Old Paul is at your service. Now, if you'd excuse me a second, I want to check out this here sensor doohickey.
How about that? Your ASAMs have already attracted their first resident. With that, I'd say our exchange of services is complete. Enjoy your ASAMs. I'm sure you'll put them to good use. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to the hardware store. Got a lot of important work to begin on with.
What kind of work?
Just some personal stuff I need to take care of.
It was good work.
Yeah, you...
Right.
Hey, where's that ASAM fella going?
Uh-huh. If something's wrong. Sure.
You see? You know, to make...
Uh-huh. That's a good idea.
Well, the